My name is Caitlin, and I'm a functional fitness trainer here at Mindful Massage and Body. These are a series of exercises we can do for opening up and relieving pain in the mid-back, the area right at the bottom of the rib cage below the shoulder blades. So right across this band here. We're going to start by coming into a tabletop position on our hands and knees. Hands and knees are just under the shoulders and just under the hips. Now, we can do a little bit of a cat-cow to warm things up. Rounding and dropping. So we drop the belly and the rib cage in towards the floor, let the tailbone and the head go up towards the ceiling, and then tuck the tail and round the back and drop the head and the tailbone towards the floor. So we're going to do that a couple more times, dropping the chest in towards the floor, rounding the tailbone up to the ceiling, and then big and round it here. Oftentimes that lower back is where we're stuck though, and that mid back is having to work too hard. So we're going to add a little tuck and untuck of just the tail. So we just want the hips moving while we keep the chest really still. Usually I recommend about 10 repetitions of this back and forth slow movement, keeping those shoulders pressed away from the floor as we do this. Couple more here. Make sure you breathe and you can kind of pause either direction if it feels a little bit sticky. Next, we want to bring our back to neutral. So we want a nice straight spine and engaged core. We want our core pulling in. We're going to do a big sweeping circle with one arm. Big sweeping circle with one arm. 10 times on this side, trying to get that circle to go as big as you can without the rest of your body moving at all. Breathing while keeping that core engaged the whole time. Excellent. And then we want to repeat that on the other side. Again, back is straight, core is tight. We're opening up range of motion in the shoulders with this here, just getting a little grease in that joint, which can help with that mid-back area substantially. Good. Hold that for a couple more. Excellent. Now, the next one we're going to do is a little bit harder, but it's a teensy bit about engagement in movement. So go ahead and pull your belly button into spine again. Core is tight. Elbows are pointing, so the tip of your elbow you want pointing back towards your thigh. And we're going to drop down with those elbows on the mat and then lift back up into that tabletop position. This is an easy version of a harder exercise we can add in later, but we want that movement in range of motion here and seeing if we can get the butt back into the heels and those elbows down. So you'll notice that brings me into a 90 degrees. I don't want to be slinking back too far. I want to keep my shoulders over my elbows at the bottom and my core tight the entire time. We're going for, again, 10 of these. And just make sure we're breathing. Now, sometimes that full range of motion can be hard, so just make sure you go to where it feels doable for you. If you have to stop halfway, totally fine. And then see if over time you can work yourself into that full dip back. Last one. Good. So for our next exercise, we're going to come onto our knees, and if you need to grab a little cushion under your knees so they feel supported, totally fine. Just doing a subtle movement with the arms to open up those shoulders a little bit more and a teensy bit of rotation here. So palms facing forward start. We want to swing an arm back and forward. We're just doing 3 of these on each side just to get used to being in this position. Excellent. And last one each side. You're swinging it back as big as you can. Good. Now, palms up. Keep those arms as straight as you can and pinch them back behind you in a pulse. So you'll see me kind of pulsing them back, back, back. Keeping the arms straight, not letting the shoulders come up and hug your head, but keeping those tracking back and down. You'll see I'm tight over here. That side wants to cave in and lose some of that straight line in there. We want to keep that as straight as we can for that pulse. Now I also want to keep core engaged, right? We have core engaged the entire time so that we are not pooching out or dropping in, but we have that straight alignment, shoulders stacked over hips, ribs stacked over hips as we're pulsing in this. So just go for a couple more here. Excellent. And then just kind of move that out. Your shoulders might be feeling a little burny, a little tired right now. That's okay. We've got one more thing we're going to do. Okay. So this time, palms facing away from you. You want palms facing the ceiling back behind you. And we're going to pulse and try and tap thumbs. Same thing though. Core is engaged and tight. Rib cage is right on top of the hips. Shoulders are over the ribs, over the hips, over the knees, right? Palms facing back behind us, and we're tapping thumbs. Try and make sure you keep your head over your shoulders as well. And then as we go to tap thumbs, maybe your range is really close to your butt today. But if you can, you want to try and lift your arms as far back and away from your butt as you can, and just get that little pulse in there. You can also do these last two exercises standing if your knees are starting to fatigue. I find that the alignment can be helpful when we're kneeling like this. Sometimes it's easier to pitch ourselves forward and put too much weight into the ball of the foot if we're standing. So give it a try either way, but let me know how it's working for you. Good. All right, go ahead and move that around. So usually I recommend doing this maybe once a day or every other day for several weeks, just to get everything open, aligned, and more comfortable in that mid-back area. Thanks for joining me.